Welcome to More Than a Conversation, the podcast where we will meet and greet and discuss everything from religion to history to theology, philosophy, business, leadership, and sometimes just hear great life stories. We're going to talk to some of the most interesting people in the world of business, the church, and community leaders. Sometimes you'll just hear me talking about whatever subject might be in the headlines for the day, or just something I think will be interesting to you. This is Patrick Conley, and I'm hoping that this will be more than a conversation for you. Hello, and welcome to the first ever More Than a Conversation. Now, I need to get this out of the way right off the bat. First of all, podcast is called More Than a Conversation. We'll talk about some of that in the future. However, today, I'm not even going to give you a conversation. Now you say, what on earth are you talking about? Why would you not give us a conversation on a podcast called More Than a Conversation? Well, here's the thing. I told you that you're going to be hearing from interesting people and talking about interesting subjects. And that's going to happen. But let me let you in on a little industry secret. And I'm doing air quotes right now. In fact, I don't have any industry secrets, and I don't know, I guess this is an industry, but nonetheless, I'm not a pro, but I'll pretend to be. But actually what happens when you begin a podcast is, I know you've always heard those, let's tell you a little bit about the podcast and kind of, I don't know, do a teaser podcast, maybe they would call it. What's happening really is when you start a new podcast, it takes a few days for the aggregators, for the directories to begin to pick things up. And so what I didn't want to do, and what I'm assuming most others don't want to do, is you don't want to create a whole podcast or go live and have things not work, have things not distribute properly, so on and so forth. So what I'm doing is just welcoming you in, letting you know what it's going to be all about. My name is Patrick Conley. I'm a pastor. We'll get that out of the way because you're going to hear some talk about religion and so on and so forth, but there's a lot more to who I am than that. I'm a husband to a incredible wife. I've got a couple beautiful girls, and life is good, and I'm blessed. And I've actually had people telling me, hey, you need to do a podcast. You need to have some conversations. And here's the thing. I didn't want to do interviews. I didn't want to do monologues. I wanted to have something where people could literally have a conversation, but hopefully have a conversation that will be an inspiration to someone. Have a conversation that will dig into the depths of things. See, when people have prepared statements or even interviews, and a lot of times they'll have the questions beforehand and so on and so forth, and it's so easy to, I don't know, come across as not genuine. However, what we want to do is have a conversational tone where we can really get to the depths of things. The fact of the matter is, conversation allows people to go deeper into who they are, to talk about what really matters, and to hopefully get to the heart of things. So there are going to be some incredible guests lined up. We're going to have a wonderful time together. We are going to talk about incredible subjects. You're going to hear stories that are going to make you laugh. You're going to hear tales that are going to make you weep. But at the end of the day, I'm hoping that when you leave, you'll have done more than eavesdrop on two strangers talking about whatever. In any case, I, again, just wanted to welcome everyone over. Thank you so much for downloading, for streaming, however you're getting your podcast. Please tell someone else about it, and I look forward to getting great content out to you. One more thing that you can do is the way these podcasts and the aggregators, directories work is they're all based on ratings. So if you could go to wherever your podcast directory is, wherever you get your podcast, if you could give this podcast a 5-star rating or whatever the highest rating is, that would go a long way in getting more ears on the podcast, and I would so greatly appreciate that. You don't have to leave some great review. In fact, you haven't even got to hear the show yet, so leaving some review might be difficult, but those ratings would be incredible. I do appreciate it so much, and it will help get, again, the show out to more listeners. Thanks again for joining, and I hope that you have a blessed day. Thanks again for being part of More Than a Conversation today. If you'd like more content like this, check out my blog at www.pastorconley.com. That's PastorConley.com. Again, that's PastorConley.com. I'd also love to see you join us in worship at Garden Sanctuary. If you're ever in Rock Hill, South Carolina, or the greater Charlotte area, we'd love to have you stop by and worship with us. Check us out at www.gardensanctuary.org. That's gardensanctuary.org. Until next time, I hope this has been more than a conversation.